All right. Welcome to the Off the Rails Sports Podcast. I'm your host, John. And if you could kindly hit that like and subscribe button, it means a lot to us. And I'll tell you, last couple of days I've had Brother Brian on and Brother Scott. Learn a lot about motorsports, baseball, everything. I'm telling you, that discussion I had the other day with Brian about Pete Rose, I thought was really good. I thought there was a lot of stuff in there I really wasn't hearing in legacy media, but, maybe I'm biased. And then I listened to Scott talk about F1, and I'm like, wow, this guy might as well be in the pits. Jesus Christ, man. Don't make me look so bad, Scott. Don't make me look so bad. All right. Welcome to Happy Saturday. And if you'd like, go ahead and leave some comments. I always appreciate it. Especially when you're wrong, I like to correct you. And let's get into probably the saddest story of the day. The Boston Celtics literally getting lapped by the New York Knicks in the Garden on Friday night, 119-81. After the terrible loss in Game 5, the Knicks came roaring back. I predicted before this series the Celtics were going to beat them. It was going to be the last job Tom Thibodeau had. Let's get the egg off my face, and then let's get the egg off my face. Hopefully that's the only white stuff on my face, because I was 100% wrong. I'm going to own it. No caveats out. I didn't see, Tatum getting hurt, just the Celtics not playing well. I still can't get around the first two losses. They only led for, I think, like 35 seconds in those two games, or a minute. And they pulled away with two victories, and that was the end. If we could have just got one of them, we'd be in a Game 7 in the Garden. I'd feel a lot better. And now we're looking at the apocalyptic season with salaries and taxes. We're looking at somewhere about $489 million. So I can tell you right now, people are going to go. This is going to be a rebuild year. We're going to lose Derek White. We're probably going to lose Porzingis. Horford's going to retire. I mean, it's kind of like for a Boston fan 2 years ago when the Bruins had the best record in hockey ever, and then they didn't get out of the first round of the playoffs. They lost to Florida, and then you could just see they were going to just start picking the team apart. Marchand's going to go. It just everything. Bergeron, it was just, oh, God, everything's going to go away. Everything. I don't really want to think about it too much. I live in Los Angeles. I hate the Lakers. And I hate that the Lakers' future looks brighter than mine. Literally 2 weeks ago, we were the favorites to win the NBA title. Now we're making tea times down in St. Bart's. All right, guys. I hope Jason Tatum comes back in 2027, healthy. I don't know. If I think about it, I just want to effing cry, because I actually do care about the team, All right, let's go on to what else happened in the world of sports. Toronto Maple Leafs, at an elimination game, we had an Austin Matthews sighting, my friends. We had a sighting. He scored a goal, basically put them up 1-0. They put another goal in at the end of the game. It wasn't an empty netter, but it was a full-strength one. And they won 2-0. Now we're going to go back to Toronto, Game 7. I've been to Toronto, and that is a sports town like I have never seen. When I was there, I was in the MacArthur Center, which is a hub. It's a mall in the middle of town. It's such a big mall, they have a subway that comes into it. And at the time, it was during the glory eras of Sundin and those guys. There was a player, I don't know, I didn't even know who the guy's name was. He was like the 20th player on the team for Toronto. And I looked, and there was this group. I didn't know who the guy was. Guy's just sitting there at a table eating his chicken, right? And there's a group of about 15 or 20 people, and the only reason I noticed the guy is because they were all staring at him. They were about 50 feet away. They were incredibly respectful. The people of Toronto are literally the nicest people in the world. Trump says he's got a problem with Canadians. You're an idiot. The Canadians are the nicest people who ever lived. And I saw them, and they were all respectful, and they're all staring at him like, who's that? And then the guy I'm with goes, I think he plays for the Maple Leafs. Okay, right, great. What are they looking at him? Okay. This is back, before cell phones became as prevalent and sophisticated as they are now. Now they'd be taking video of the guy, right? So the guy gets up and he puts his trash in the dumpster, in the receptacle, in the bin, and he splits. And then as soon as he turns his back, they all run for the dumpster, and they're getting chicken bones and pieces of paper and Coke cups. And I'm like, wow, that's where this town is. And they haven't won a title since, I believe, 67. I mean, hello? They're bordering on what the Red Sox were from 1918, you know? Let's just go all the 86 years or whatever it was, you know? Now we're going to have Game 7 in Toronto. We shall see. I thought Florida was going to wipe them out tonight. I think Florida thought they were going to wipe them out. Toronto showed a lot of backbone, a lot of spirit. There you go. Congratulations to the Maple Leafs. And as we talk about it, the Canes are just getting ready. They're resting up, getting ready for their big series next week. All right, let's talk about Brock Purdy and the San Francisco 49ers. Let's go to the NFL. And the 49ers reached a deal with him. 5 years, $265 million, $181 guaranteed. I thought it was a good deal. You know, all these people who said he was going to sign a Kirk Cousins deal, 2 years, $90 million, they're idiots. Brock Purdy did his time. He made $800,000 a year as a seventh-round pick. He took them to 2 NFC championship games. He took them to a Super Bowl. And I have rewatched that Super Bowl. Yeah, okay, he missed a throw at the end. He did. I'm not going to argue. But I believe it was on the third down play by the end zone. He was going to get sacked, and he got out of it and threw the ball away. And it was a great play. And they got the field goal that got him into overtime, you know, blah, 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 blah. You know, got him the lead, and then Kansas City tied, blah, blah, blah. But I think Brock Purdy is a top 10 quarterback. I don't really care what I see in all these other podcasts and all these other sports shows. Oh, no. You know what? You name me 10 quarterbacks out there better than Brock Purdy. You can't. No way. It's bullshit. Straight bullshit. There's no way you can. There's probably 6 in the AFC, and there's probably 3 in the NFC who are better than him. Hurts, Jared Goff, Dak Prescott, okay. Yeah, you want to argue about Matthew Stafford? Okay, if he's hurt, you know. Brock Purdy, that guy's a winner. And everybody wants to say it's Mike Shanahan. And, that's the funny thing that what they do in the world of sports. They go, hey, we just want you to be a game manager. And then when you're a great game manager, they go, well, we want you to win some games. And then when you win some games, they go, well, now we want you to win the big game. And then when he wins the big game, the NFC Championship game, they go, well, we want you to win the big game against Patrick Mahomes. Good luck. What? There's only been 2 quarterbacks who did that. Well, 3. Brady did that in the beginning. Then you had Brady again, New England and Tampa Bay, and then you had Hurts this year. It's not easy to beat that guy. Just saying. I'm glad he got the money. I'm glad he got paid. I think it's a good deal for San Francisco personally. You lock the guy up because, believe me, the quarterback rate is only going to go through the roof. That's the only place it's going to go. You know what I mean? You're paying, everybody wants to bitch about it. I'm telling you, that's cheap for a starting quarterback in the NFL. $55 million a year. Please, man, that's pocket change to Diddy. Come on, folk. All right, let's talk about what happened in Major League Baseball on Friday night. Seems like it was division weekend. And I'm going to tell you what, some of these rivalry weekend, some of these rivalries, boy, some teams really got the short end of the deal. So the Cubs play the White Sox. They kick the crap out of them, 13-3. The Reds beat the Guardians. All right, Battle of Ohio, 5-4. Phillies beat the Pirates. Poor Pirates, man. They got to draw the short end of the stick all the time, don't they? Phillies won 8-4. Yankees beat the Mets 6-2. Juan Soto came back to Yankee Stadium. Basically saluted them. Thank you. We got $700 million. Let's move on. Rodon got the win. Kind of nice. Nationals beat the Orioles because, hey, everybody beats the Orioles because they've got a bunch of beer league softball pitchers on the mound for them. 4-3. Tigers beat the Blue Jays. All right. That's a good rivalry. I like that. five to four. The Braves and the Red Sox, that goes back to the Milwaukee days. You know, I always wonder why do we got to draw these guys? Why do we got to draw them? They scored 2 in the ninth to beat us 4-2. Oh God help me. Marlins played the Rays, beat them 9-5 or 4, excuse me. Cardinals beat the Royals. God, I remember that '85 World Series so well. 10-3. The Astros beat the Rangers 6-3. The Twins beat the Brewers 3-0. Yeah, okay. The Diamondbacks, you're going to be surprised at this one. I'm going to give you a teaser. They played Colorado. Do you think they won? Colorado is 7-37. They beat them 8-0. Burns got the win. He's 3-1 with a 2.5 ERA. In that rivalry weekend, the Mariners went down to San Diego and played the Padres, beat them 5-1. The upset of the night, the Angels went into Dodger Stadium and won 6-2. I got to say, Kachansky, I'm going to get that wrong. Whatever. He's a knuckleballer. I watched the game. Man, he was firing. I mean, he made the Dodger, that power knuckle curve, man, he looked good. He looked like a Cy Young guy. Giants beat the Athletics 9-1. What a shock. And that is it from the world of baseball for Friday night. If you could, though, like I said, please hit that like and subscribe button. It means a lot to us. And if you're feeling a little risque, leave some comments. All right. We'll be back soon to Off the Rails, and you have a good Saturday.